Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever, whenever you guys are playing this. I am here to do a little bit of warm up with you. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope you are getting your poor baby out of its case every now and then. I'm sure some of you are getting bored, and a great way to distract you from your boredom is to play your instrument. Whether or not we are in school, there will still be some sort of marching audition, playing audition for the high school band. So we still need to keep in shape on our instrument. And as the weeks progress, we're going to start explaining what all of that means, what exactly we're going to be working on, and goals to set for you guys, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to get into it. But for now, we're just going to warm up on our instruments. Make sure that you always get a good warm up in, like we do in class every day. Don't just get your instrument out and start wailing on it. You need to warm up the muscles, warm up your lungs, warm up your air, all of that fun stuff in order to create a great sound. And the first thing that we always start with is thinking about breathing, right? I harped a lot on that at the beginning of the semester for sure. Just making sure we're taking in that 2-count breath and we're letting our air through. You got to take in enough air so that you sound good on your instrument too. The more air you take in, the better you sound, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is, might feel stressed right now. I know I do, but just taking some calming, relaxing breaths. Anytime you feel stressed out or overwhelmed, breaths like this can really tend to help. So what we're going to do is we're going to take in 4 counts of breath in, and then 4 counts of relaxed breath out. And we're going to do that 4 times, and by the end of it, you should feel completely relaxed. So let's start with some breathing, shall we? Here we go. Ready, and breathe in. Fills in. If you hear a trumpet player, my husband's also a band director, and he's making videos for his kiddos too. So you might hear some music in the background. That's him. All right. So now that we are all relaxed, we took our breath in. We're going to start by doing warm-ups. I have the warm-ups on our Blue Book that we use every day. I have it on my computer, so if it kind of looks like I'm switching tabs, that's what I'm doing, so I can pull it up. So I won't necessarily see you on my screen, but I'll be looking at that as we go along. There's going to be a metronome playing behind me as well on this app that I'm looking at. So there will be a steady pulse for us together. And our goal is, of course, right notes, but making sure that we're taking in great air so that we sound great. Always make sure that you're listening and paying attention to what you sound like as well, okay? It's a big goal for us. What do I actually sound like, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to find long tone 2. I'll give you a second to pull that up. I'm going to pull that up on my computer as well. Long tone 2. All right, are we ready? Here we go. right. Long tone 2. All right, next we're going to go to warm-up set 1, option 1. So I'll give you a second to pull that up. The goal is to keep this nice and smooth in between notes, the fingers in the air as well. All right, here we go. Right. Next up, we are going to do option 3. We'll slow the metronome down a bit just to work on clarity and right notes as well. And we will be reading it down, of course. All right, option 3, chromatics. Make sure you're using chromatic fingerings as well, yeah? Here goes. All right, next up, we are moving on to warm-up set 3, option 1. I'll give you a second to get there. The goal here, again, smooth in between the slurs, and I know some of us have some awkward fingerings and the jumps at times, making sure that we're getting those fingers all slamming down together and our airspeed is constant as we are doing that. Okay, here we go. Warm-up set 3, option 1. All right, and option 3, I'll slow down a little bit like I did the other one. Working on right notes and rhythms. I've been working on this one a little bit too, since I was gonna play it with you, and a couple of tricky little things in there, but making sure that you're getting your eyes, you're continuously moving your eyes ahead so you don't get lost in the different key signatures as we go about, okay? All right, so I'll slow this one down. All right, right notes and rhythms, option 3. Here we go. Missed one note. Dang it. All right, let me minimize this so that I can see you again. Okay, so basic warm-up that we do. You don't always have to use my video every day, but you know the drill, the things that you need to be working on. We need to start gaining tempo, speed on those option threes. A good goal is about 110. 120 is about what you'll be taking it in high school every day. And so we need to start gaining speed on that. So you need to be working at that. Around 90 is where we are on those option threes right now. So every week you need to be bumping the tempo a few clicks every time. As soon as you get it at one tempo, then start speeding it up. Okay, don't just automatically go to 110 if you keep missing notes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so gradually get yourself there. Scales would be the next thing that we would work on. So make sure that you're hitting all of the concert flat scales. So we're talking about B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat, okay? So make sure that you're hitting those, because that's going to be our first kind of assignment in regards to the high school audition. They're going to be wanting your flat scales first. Concert flat scales, even though some of you may have sharps in those keys. You know what I'm saying, okay? So those are the concert keys that we're gonna be working in first. So those are the scales you need to be working on in the weeks ahead. Then once you feel comfortable with those scales, move on to the other ones, which are F, C, G, and D, okay? So then you need to hit those. Chromatic, we're doing extended range, which is the lowest note that you can do with great tone, to the highest note that you can do with great tone. I'm a little weird. I do prefer like bookends. So like if the lowest note that you can do with great tone is, you know, a low D or a low C, then I really like it if the top note is also a C. You know what I mean? So I'm weird like that. But extended range, you can go from the lowest note to the highest note, then back down. Okay, so whatever note you start on is what you need to end on as well. Okay, there is no set tempo for chromatic scale. It's at your leisure, but please don't make it bum, 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 bum. It needs to be at a decent tempo. Okay, for instance, like you know, something like that would be a great tempo for now. Let's see, scales, they need to be, our goal is going to be about 130, I believe. Okay, some of us can play some of those scales at that tempo already, but some of us need some help. The octaves, you need to be practicing them at the octaves that I've assigned to you. Okay, some of you only have like one octave, like saxophones, you can only play B flat one octave. That's all you need. You know, clarinets, flutes, you guys need to be playing that scale 2 octaves, you know, so you know the octaves that you should. And if you don't, ask somebody in your section, and if they don't know, then somebody can ask me, okay? But don't just run a scale to run a scale. Work on the octave that you need the most help on. For many of us, it's going to be the second octave, the highest notes that we need help on. Some of us, we've learned the second octave, but we've added a lower octave, you know, so flutes in some regard, like low C, like in your C scale. I know I didn't say to work on that this week, but yeah, or D flat, okay? So we got to work on our D flat major scale. And you got to play down here, right? You know, okay, so work on your D flat in that low register. You're probably going to have to work that out a little bit. Everybody has their problems, okay, things they need to work on, and you should know what they are, right? And then for you, if it's just making it through one of the octaves, great, work on that octave, and the next day work on the other octave, okay? But the thing is, you need to think about working smarter, not harder, okay? I'm all about being efficient, all right, not making it harder on yourself. So if that means I only want to practice 20 minutes a day, cool. Then just work on 8 notes, pick an octave of that scale, and, you know, run it for a few minutes and then move on, okay? But as long as you're putting some sort of effort through your instrument, you'll be fine. So scales, start moving your feet as much as you can to the warm-up exercises. We started that last semester. We haven't done too much of it this semester. So keep moving your feet to the exercises. That B-flat scale study on page 10, we talked about that being as part of the marching audition as well. It's still up in the air, but I'd be moving my feet to it as much as I can, going up and down the driveway or a hallway or whatever you can do to play that as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Of course, you can play through our concert festival music, still bummed, of course, but you can still do that. We're going to have some resources for you to find some free music that you can download or print off or just play online, anything to get you playing, okay, right? So we don't want you to lose the spark for playing just because we're not together, all right? There's plenty of things that we can do to make music, okay? Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully we will see you again real soon with some more videos and more things that we can talk about and all that fun stuff. Okay, so until next time, stay safe and I don't know, just make sure that you're having fun playing your instrument, and yeah. Okay, so we can do this. We will beat it. We'll make it through it. And one day we will be back together. Okay, so until next time, bye guys.